good everyone, this is the part 2 of morphology of flowering plants. In the part 1 we have covered what is root, what are the functions of root. Apart from that we also talked about some basic details like the whole plant, what are the parts of the plant and what is morphology of flowering plant. Firstly we understood the topic as well, right? So hope you are clear with the part 1 video. Now we will be moving to the next part, that is we will deal with your regions of the root. In the last video we have seen what are the types of root, what are they? Taproot, fibrous root and adventitious root, right? So there are different types of root. Now we will see in the root what are the different regions or parts are there. Okay, so this is a sample structure how the root looks like. Okay, to remember this there is a trick, I could say, meme cap. I am mentioning here once again, all the class 11 short tricks have been posted in the channel already. In the description the playlist is given. Okay, you can go and have a look now, and make sure you are having your NCERT beside you while listening to this class. Okay, now meme cap. So what is this meme cap? Starting with your M, it is your maturation. Okay, root of, in the root we do have maturation region, so this M is for maturation. Now E, this capital E for elongation. Okay, region of elongation. Then comes under me. Me is for meristematic. Here only M and E are separated. Here they both are together. Initially they are separated, then they are together. So M is for maturation, E is for elongation, Me is for meristematic. Then comes your cap. Cap is nothing but your root cap. Okay. So now you know what are the regions of the root, right? Any confusions? Meme, cap. Now we will talk about one by one. So in the bottom, okay, firstly we do have something called root cap. Okay, a capping of your root to protect it. Okay, at last we are having a cap to protect the root. Okay, so this is called as your root cap. At bottom it is there. So what is the function of it? As I said, to protect the root, also to make way. If, let's say the root want to go like this, who will make the way for it? This root cap. This is the, as I say, this is your last part and this will protect. Whenever the root want to go beyond, this root cap will make a way, also it will protect. Okay, it is a capping part but it will protect and also make a way for the root. Okay, now talk about meristematic activity. So this part is called meristematic region, I could say. So what is this meristem? So whenever we say meristem, one second. This word means actively dividing. Okay, whenever you say meristem, that is nothing but your actively dividing, which means your capability to reproduce, right? Capability to reproduce. So whenever you see meristem, that means they are actively dividing and they can reproduce. Okay, and in a plant or in a root, only particular few regions will be have this capacity to regenerate or actively dividing capacity. Okay, so in plant, this part in your root, this particular part, the small part, I say no, only few part will be having this capacity. So this small part is called as your meristematic region. So what will happen here? Here you will be able to reproduce or divide the cells. Are we clear? So what is the use of this meristematic thing? Now let's say this meristematic is small and thin walled and dense protoplasm. Okay, and in this here it is like only have small cells and these cells will be closely packed. Okay, whenever they say meristematic activity, here the cells are closely packed together and small. Okay, also these are thin walled. Why they are thin walled? Why this meristematic region is thin walled? Because whenever we have to grow, right, this is the place of actively dividing, that which obviously means grow. It will initially elongate. Okay, a cell is there, it will initially elongate, then it will be splitting into a new cell. So for this elongation and growing purpose, the wall is thinned in case of meristematic region and it will have a dense protoplasm. So now we are clear with meristematic region as well. Now region of elongation, the word itself say this is a part of growing in case of height, I could say. Okay, height of this is the region of elongation, so it will be giving the height to the root. Okay, so region of elongation, so the function is obviously to elongate the root. Now comes in your region of maturation. Okay. So this region of maturation will have root hair. Let's say in case of male, whenever they become matured after some certain age, 18 or 20, they will start having the beard or mustache, right? So that means once we mature only, we are getting this hairs. So you can connect like this. So this root hair will be there in your region of maturation. So you are clear with this also, right? So what are the regions of root now? Quickly let's recall. It is mean cap, that is your maturation, elongation, meristematic activity and root cap. The root cap will be protecting the root as well as give the way. Then meristematic activity, it is small, thin walled, dense protoplasm and it will be able to divide actively. Then elongation, then maturation which contains the root hair. So now we are clear with the regions of the root as well. If any doubt, please let me know in the comment. I will give you the PDF as well. Now we will talk about modifications of root. Okay. So what is modification first of all? Whenever any part is doing the change in the shape or structure and do function other than absorption or conduction. Let's say in root, what is the basic? We already discussed. What is the basic function? It will be absorbing water, H2O from the underground, and it will be conducting. Absorbing means absorbing the water and conducting means to give back those water to the shoot system, right? Shoot system. So this absorption and conduction is common in our root. Okay. This is the normal function. This is not a different function. But in case of some plants, there will be some changes happening in the shape and structure. For what? This change will do function which is other than absorption and conduction. You have to clearly understand what does this modification mean. Now we are clear, right? The root will be modified to do some function other than absorption and conduction. Now let's say what are this function. So there are three types they have given in NCERT. Firstly, support, storage and respiration. Okay. So in case of support, what are the plants? We have already talked about banyan tree, right? Banyan tree, sugarcane, maize are the example given, and the trick can be sum and sub. What is sum? It is to add. What is sub? It is to minus. Okay, sum, sub. If you have any good other trick also you can remember. So sum, sub. Okay. So sum is for your support. So this is for your support. No, the example is to remember the support. So that is why sum. Now M is for your maize. Again S is for your sugarcane. SU is for your sugarcane. B is for banyan. Now you can easily remember the supporting roots, right? What are they? Sum, sub. Sum is for support, M is for maize, SU for sugarcane, B for banyan tree. So in case of banyan tree, you might have seen the hanging roots which we discussed in the part 1 as well. So these are nothing but your prop roots. In case of sugarcane, let's see. This is a sugarcane. You might have seen roots popping out like this here and there. Whenever you buy sugarcane, you might have noticed. If not, you notice now. So these are called as your stilt root. Okay, stilt root. Just a minute. And these roots where we can see, this is usually we can see in the lower nodes. What are nodes? I didn't discuss it. No, wait, let me show. If you see, this is the part. Okay, this one leaf or bud is coming from this particular part, right? So this is called as one node. Okay, wherever there is an array cell of bud, you can say that is one node. Then the next node is here, right? So this is one node, this is one node. So there is a distance between these two nodes, right? That is called as your internode. Are we clear with node and internode? Node means, see, wherever the arisal of bud is happening or the leaf, you could say, this is node. And the next node will be there, next node will be here. So the distance between two nodes are internode. Okay. Now we are talking about this sugarcane. So in sugarcane, this stilt root are usually seen in which part? This is seen in your lower nodes. Now you got no lower nodes means the lower parts of the sugarcane. You will be able to see this roots. Then your example is made. So these are for your supporting roots. Now we will talk about storage. Okay. Now some roots also performing the function of storage. That also we discussed in the part 1. Okay. To remember this, the example will be sweet cat. Okay. So what are the roots? So the roots will be in sweet potato, turnip and carrot. So all these three plants are getting modified. Why they are modifying? Because they want to store the food for the plant. And in sweet potato, it is adventitious root. In case of turnip and carrot, it is your taproot. Okay. Now, so how this will be storing the food, the roots will become swollen, like it will become bulge. Let's say we are like this is like a root and they are starting storing the food, so it will become huge, no? So because the foods are coming inside, so you can imagine like that. So sweet cat means sweet is for your sweet potato, C is for your carrot, and T is for your turnip. So storage will be happening on sweet potato, turnip and carrot. In case of sweet potato, it is your adventitious root, and in case of turnip and carrot, it is your taproot. Okay. Now respiration. Respiration, the example is rhizopora. So R you can easily remember. So in case of this, what will happen? No. So this is a ground, I could say. So whenever the roots are struggling in respiration to get the oxygen, what will happen now? This will happen in case of some marshy or swampy areas, not everywhere. Okay. So the roots will come out. Let's say this is the ground. The roots will come out like this. Okay. To get your oxygen. Okay. The roots are coming out. I could see. You can see, no? So the root usually should be here. But in case of rhizopora, that is to have the respiration, it will come out to get the oxygen. This kind of a modification will be seen in your rhizophora, which is for your respiration. So these kind of roots are called negative geotropic. Okay, geotropic means ground. Negative geotropic means these are against the ground. These are coming out, right? Usually roots will be positively geotropic. It will be seen under the ground, right? But in case of rhizopora, it is above the ground. It is negatively geotropic. So are we clear with the modifications of the root? I know this is a quite long video, but I want to make sure you are understanding each and every topic. Now we will discuss some of the questions from this topic. So this will make sure how much you have understood. It's okay if you don't know some answer. If you recall this video or go through your NCERT once, you will be able to do the answers. Okay. So after completing every topic, I will give you some set of questions. Let's try to recall. So what is the example of taproot system? This we have covered in the first part, right? So the example of taproot we have seen is your mustard. Now, if you don't want to know the answer, like you can comment it down. Okay, just seeing the question, pause the video. Don't wait for me to tell the answer. You can comment all the answers down if you know. Now, banyan tree is an example of your adventitious root because it is not coming from the radicle. Now, the primary root is short-lived. In which kind of root? It is your fibrous root, right? The primary root will be short-lived and it will be replaced by your fibrous root. Now, region with dense protoplasm. So, in root we saw 4 regions in which we do have dense protoplasm. This is your meristematic activity region. Now, epidermal hair. This epidermal hair will be present in which region? This is in your root hair. We saw after maturation we will get hair. Likewise, we have to think. Also, while discussing this point, now I missed to say this root hair will be helping in the absorption of H2O mineral. Okay, just remember this point. I missed to say that. So this will be helping in absorption of water and mineral from the soil. Now, storage modification is seen in which plants? So we have talked about this modification, right? So what are the plants which is in which the roots are modified to give storage? We have seen some and sub, that is your sugarcane, banyan and maize, right? Now the last question will be rhizophora is an example of the root which is getting modified as respiration, right? So I hope you could be able to answer all the questions. So we'll see you in the next video. If you have any doubts, please let me know in the comment. This PDF and tricks will be available in the Telegram channel. Thank you.